Hey everybody, we got a great show for you today on Small Talk Japan. We're going to talk about Uniqlo and Russia. We're going to talk about Ukrainians coming to Japan, all 8 of them.
8 of them?
All 8 of the refugees, 8 of them.
Wow, it's like half the country, man. It's not.
We're also going to talk about more Ukraine-Russia news with Japan. There's Russia bashing that's happening in Japan. We're also going to talk about a little bit more serious stuff with the Tohoku earthquake anniversary. We're also going to talk about some more fun stories. But before that, Alex, what do you got?
Oh, me? Oh, right. Yeah.
The other person on the show.
I'm never really concentrated for the intro because I just assume that it'll get done. So we've got JAL routing flights to London, the other way around the world instead of over Russia. We've got students coming back into Japan at the end of May, perhaps. Yay. Carlos Ghosn and the saga about him and what it says about Japan.
Yeah.
We've also got, what have we got? Let's have a look. We've got anti-piracy mascots who've become fashion models.
Dude, those are so weird.
They are weird.
They're so weird.
They are kind of cool, though, in a way. They're not like your typical Yuru Kyara.
We'll talk about it.
What else have we got? Family Mart convenience stores are going to offer plastic forks. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to offer chopsticks instead of plastic forks.
Yeah.
And then we've got some stories about school rules and appearance as well.
And finally, Sadako, the ring girl, has her own YouTube channel.
The ring girl made me think for a minute then.
The ring girl.
Yeah.
Roll that intro. Have you actually seen The Ring? I've never seen The Ring.
I think I have, yeah. Because there was like 2, wasn't there, that were popular. There's that and Ju-on or something like that, maybe.
I've never seen either of them. Josh, have you seen them?
Yeah, I've seen them. Ju-on is the Japanese one, and then Ring was the American adaptation of it.
Oh, okay.
Was it? No, the Japanese one was Ringu, right?
I think it got renamed to Dingu or something, because it did have like a kanji name to it, I remember.
Did it?
Maybe.
I'll Google it after the intro.
Oh, there we are. Look how smiling and happy you are.
And thin as well.
Yeah, we were all thin back then. We need to do that again. Summer's coming. Okay, guys, we got a big show for you today. We're going to open with talks about... Actually, we're going to open today about the... do we have the story on Kishida's opening up for the students coming in?
No, I've got that here.
Let's do that one first.
All right, so we've got Japan eyes entry of most foreign students waiting amid COVID by the end of May. And it says most foreign students waiting to study in Japan will likely be able to enter the country by the end of May, as a new priority program for entry is set to begin after COVID-19 border controls are dropped. And that's announced on Wednesday. So it looks good. It means 1,000 students can arrive on top of the daily cap of 7 entrants, which will be raised to 7,000 from Monday. So it's still not huge, but it's much, much better than before.
But is it going to happen? Like every time they announce something, like this government is really, really good about talking about things that they're going to do, and they don't fucking do them.
You'll notice the English headlines always say things like Japan eyes, or Japan considers, or Japan
mulls. They mulls.
Yeah. It never says does, right?
No.
Or has done.
This government literally does nothing. The only thing that they did was they ramped up the booster shots to 1 million a day. They finally hit that yesterday.
Yeah.
So that took them what? I think the rest of the world hit the booster shots like about 9 months ago or something.
Yeah.
And Japan's like, all right, let's send you letters in the mail. Which, by the way, for one of our staff, it didn't even come.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like, we had to call him like, this person does not exist. He's like, well, he's right in front of me. He does exist.
I was expecting a fax to turn up, but that didn't happen.
Do you have a fax machine?
No. Oh, we did. Actually, no, we do at work, but I deleted the number off the website 2 years ago. Nobody's noticed. So.
Well, usually the fax machines at work are used to be to fax to government, agencies and things like that.
Yeah.
So one time we were on the radio together. Alex and I were on the radio together, and we were doing what was it called? I forgot the name of that show.
Music Express, wasn't it?
Music Express, that's right. And Alex said 2 things. One, he said, this is the exact same thing. This is the exact thing that he said live on the radio. He said, Music Express coming in your ears until midnight.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
And then the other thing that happened is we were taking requests the entire time because it was live. And the one other guy, Hayato, who used to be on the show, he's going to come back maybe for a guest appearance. But Hayato, oh my God, because we were picking music, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you on when he was on? I don't think
you and him were on, and I wasn't on that week, right?
Then we were on the other week together.
Yeah.
The very first song that he picks is like this hardcore rap song. Mm-hmm. It's just dropping N-bombs. And I'm just like, wow, is this what we're going to do today? And I'm just like, this is the shit. I'm like...
But there's like a cute Japanese producer sat on the other side of the desk just going like...
She is really cute.
Yeah, she doesn't get what's going on with the lyrics. Though,
so there's like the the prompter thing that shows you like how many seconds you have until a commercial break and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter how many times we explained that to Hayato, he couldn't understand it. Like, it's not that hard, guys. It's like these
Just
little,
goes dots. Go
yeah,
down,
the little
right?
dots like slowly go away, and when they're gone, it's commercial time.
Mind you, they did change color just before it starts. They went from like green to yellow. So I think maybe that's where it threw him. He was like, whoa.
Like, it happened so many times because we did the show for like, what was it, 4 hours? It was a long show.
Yeah, it was
And we were
long.
allowed to drink while we were doing it as well.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
encouraged us to
Actually,
drink.
we weren't allowed to drink technically, but the staff at the radio station turned a blind eye to it.
Really?
Yeah, you're not allowed to drink in the studio.
She encouraged me to drink. She's like, maybe it's because you did it. So she was like, that might be fun once you get loaded.
Yeah. No, I brought a 6-pack of beers the first time we turned up, and they were like, "Oh, is it that kind of show?"
So our other radio show, our regular radio show, is like edited. So
Yeah,
like when
yeah.
we say stupid shit, it gets
You
edited
can cut
out.
it off, right? Yeah.
But that was like 3 or 4 hours of just straight live stuff, and it was at nighttime as well.
Yeah. So it was
Oh.
a mess. And then I've done another live one actually while I was drinking shochu. It was
Okay.
like sponsored by a shochu maker.
So they were like, get Tang to do a show.
And I brought a 6-pack of craft beer instead and said, let's drink this. So,
Shochu is awful. You know, all those like ads are like, come to Kagoshima and try the shochu. It's awful. I don't know how anybody likes it.
right. If you like it, it's fine, right? Personally, it's not really for me. There are a few brands that I do like, actually. Manzen shoes are very good.
So let's talk. That's the expensive one. Let's talk shochu for a second. So there's shoju and shochu. Shoju is from Korea, and shochu is from the south of Kyushu, where they make it out of sweet potatoes. What do Koreans make it out of?
Kimchi?
No,
No, sweet potatoes, isn't it? It's the same thing.
I think they make it out of something else.
barley.
Soju is a distilled spirit from Korea that's traditionally made from rice.
Huh.
Rice, yeah.
It may also be made from sweet potato, barley, tapioca, or wheat as well.
Tapioca, isn't that the thing that you get with the big straw?
Bubble tea.
Yeah,
The brown little things. You can make alcohol out of that.
apparently.
Ooh.
Didn't know
Let's
that.
try.
I've never actually had tapioca before.
So shochu in Kagoshima was originally made from rice, but then they switched over to sweet potatoes in the late 1700s, early 1800s, I think.
There was a long talk in we have another channel that we produce called People of Kagoshima. If you guys haven't checked it out, please do. There was one of the Tajima-san, his interview was like 7 hours uninterrupted interview.
Yeah.
I don't even think you asked questions. I think he just talked.
No, he just sat us down and talked.
Yeah,
he does that a lot.
Yeah, he's like, oh, interviews time. All right, I got this. You guys just be quiet, and I'm going to do my thing.
Yeah.
But everything that he said was super interesting. And so when we were trying to edit for content, it was just like, I don't know what to cut. But one thing that he talked about was like, because of the shirasu in this area, what would you say shirasu is in English?
Pyroclastic flow.
That's the stuff that comes off the volcano, but the stuff that shoots up in the atmosphere and falls down, I don't think it's called
It's
that.
still a pyroclastic flow because it didn't shoot up and fall down. It just kind of went vroom outwards.
Were you here for it?
Yeah, I was.
How many? It was like
Millions of years ago.
Jumananimai, right?
Yeah.
It's like, however. Anyway, so what happened, guys? The Ira caldera,
The Ira caldera.
which is this giant hole in the ground that's next to the Sakurajima volcano, blew up and covered the entirety of South Kyushu. Actually, it's all of Kyushu, right? With like 20 meters of shirasu.
Yeah, I think Kagoshima was 50 meters and it fell in a week.
Yeah.
50 meters worth.
This
of that.
happened, a long time ago, probably before humans or something like that. But anyway, so this whole region has a little bit different soil content than the north of Japan. And so Tajima-san was talking about how, was he talking about, did he say that that's the reason why sweet potatoes are grown here?
Yeah, so basically it's harder to produce rice on soil like that because shirasu makes the water go straight through. The water drains out
like
very
a
quickly.
sponge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's actually good for root vegetables and things like that.
You know what's also really good for?
but not
Grass.
rice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, but anyway.
So, which kind of grass?
No. There is grass between the tracks on the tram here.
Yeah.
And I always thought, like, this is actually a post on Reddit. It was a photo on Reddit by some random traveler, like a couple years ago. It went into like millions of upvotes. But everybody was asking in the comments, like, why don't we do this everywhere? Because it's like, train tracks with grass in between. It looks great.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it doesn't work. It's actually really hard to grow grass between train tracks. For some reason, I forgot why. But anyway, they solved it by using the shirasu here in Kagoshima, making bricks that they put underneath the grass, the sod. And for whatever reason, that makes it work.
That's very clever, actually. I did see it in Nice, so it's not the only place in the world that has it.
Nice?
In Nice, in
It's
France.
France.
But the grass did look shit, to be fair. So
Fuck you, France.
yeah, Kagoshima did it better.
Have you? What's your opinion on? I've never
you,
been to.
France.
I've never been to France. What's your opinion on
I
France?
like France.
Do you?
The French people, I don't know. I'm kidding. They're nice people, man. But
I heard everybody outside of Paris is great.
Paris is kind of like a hard city to get on with, I think. You know, it's a bit like New York, man. Everybody's quite edgy and, you know.
No,
the
New
thing.
York is edgy the word that we want to say?
I don't know, unfriendly.
Open masturbation on the subway train. We want to say that's like little edgy.
Does that happen?
Oh, dude. Like,
What do you mean, what is it?
like Reddit/r/public freakout is like 99% subway videos from New York City.
Jesus. Yeah.
And the thing about New York City is that subway is the one like common denominator between everybody. You'll see Keanu Reeves, for example, on the subway.
Right.
So everybody's on the subway, even the crazy people.
Right.
And it's just like, don't come near me.
Yeah. No, I've seen a fight break out on the subway in New York and nobody even looked up. It's just like, it's hilarious. You know, there's nobody even filming it or anything. It's just, yeah.
I think it was in England, they had these guys who ran, like, they got off the train and then ran to the next train stop. And then I forgot the YouTuber's name, the guy that like paints himself, Mr. Bizarro or something like that. He like proved that it was a fake video.
Oh, right. Okay.
He makes everything not fun on the internet.
Ruin it all. He'll
Yeah.
probably come out and, you know, do this at some point.
What were we talking about? Shochu, right? So Tajima-san said that because of the shirasu here, they grow sweet potatoes instead, and then they feed that to the pork, which came from your country.
Feed it to the pigs.
That's right. They're not pork yet. They're still pigs, right?
Yeah.
They came from your country,
Yeah.
Berkshire,
What?
right? Berkshire.
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 I don't
What's
know.
Berkshire?
Oh, there was a Stapleton character on Sherlock Holmes on Netflix, and people like sent that to me.
Really? There's
like-
somebody called Stapleton.
It's like Dr. Stapleton, and everyone was like, it's Mitch.
Oh no, it's your ancestor, Dr. Stapleton.
Oh, anyway, what were we
My
talking?
God.
So the pigs, not the pork. The pigs
Yeah.
eat the sweet potatoes, and then that creates good sweet meat.
Meat, yeah.
And that was really interesting that he was talking about that.
Yeah. I mean,
had-
he's from a farming background, right?
Yeah.
So he knows all about agriculture and stuff like that. And
And I had to mostly cut that from the interview.
I know it's a shame, really. Maybe we'll do an extended version.
Guys, I know some of you like subscribe to both channels, People of Kagoshima and then Small Talk Japan. If you guys and those who are listening, if you guys want to see us do like the entire interviews, because they're about an hour long each and every one of them.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see us like release like uncut versions, let us know. That's something we're thinking about.
Well, we're sitting on the footage, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, not doing anything.
And
with
it's
it.
6K B raw, so it's sitting on a like
Big disc.
it has its own hard drive.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
anyway,
Should we go on?
Yeah, sorry.
Do you want to go next?
I'll do the next one. Okay, so we got 3 stories about Uniqlo. We're just going to fire them off in quick succession. So first, the top of Uniqlo, the president, whatever his name is, I don't care. He was like, no, because, it's not the company. He's the president of, it's called Fast Fashion.
Fast fashion retail. or something.
Fast Retailing.
Fast retailing, right? Yeah.
Okay, so they were like, everybody was pulling out of Russia, right? Because they were like, no, bad Russia. More, it was all the customers for all the international brands were like, pull out of Russia. So a lot of people were pulling out. Also, what's it called? Ruble
Yeah.
is worth like nothing now.
Yeah.
Like, you could have a barrel of it and it's like worth
Well,
like
it's
a
gone
penny. Yeah.
You know.
So it doesn't make sense for them to be there anyway. So all these, like, you know, Zara pulled out and H&M pulled out, and even the Swiss agreed to put sanctions against Russia.
Wow.
The Swiss, who were like, Hitler, we'll wait and see. Okay? The Swiss were like, and the Swedes as well. They were just like, no, we're gonna also sanction Russia. Anyway. So Uniqlo's president was like, and what he said makes sense. He's like, it's because clothing is a necessity of life, so they're not pulling out. So then that lasted for like a day, and then a minute later they were like, oh right, we have customers who have access to Twitter and are not happy about this.
Right.
So they're like and then they said that it's an operational problem, like that they can't get clothes to the retail shops or something.
Oh, okay.
And then due to the escalation of the conflict, we're gonna pull out. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Public opinion.
yeah.
U-turn.
Good job. And then they decided they're also giving, I think, $10 million and 200,000 items of clothing, which will last a season because they're Uniqlo. to the UN refugee agency supporting the Ukrainian people.
What do people think of Uniqlo abroad, man? Because I've got a feeling that people think it's like higher class than it is in Japan, right?
Why? Yeah, they do. Why is that?
Because Japan, it's like Uniqlo is kind of like
no, that's GU, right? GU is like the shit of the shit, right?
GU is the shittest. Uniqlo is slightly better. Mujirushi, I don't know.
Mujirushi is a bunch of national brands that they just remove the branding from.
Right.
Like all the I think all the electronics are Panasonic.
Are they?
Mujirushi, what does the kanji mean? Mu is like empty or nothing. Mujirushi.
So it means like no, it means basically unnamed product, right?
Yeah, and like basics, right? Because like Mujirushi's thing is like it's like they don't use artificial dyes or logos or any of that crap. It's just like very simple stuff.
So I saw this sticker in the shop, and it said like today actually this afternoon I went to Mujirushi to get something.
Okay, that's what we're talking about.
And it had like a red sticker on it, and it said like SNS Buzzed or something like that. Like, oh, this is going crazy on social media. So I just picked the sign off and stuck it on myself and took a photo like that. And then this bespectacled woman with like a bowl cut and those round glasses and a stripy jumper.
Did you just use bespectacled on this show?
Yes, I did.
You're on the wrong show.
She popped up from behind the counter and I was like, oh, fuck, a Mujirushi employee. Because they all look the same, right? They all wear the same clothes.
Yeah, the same unlabeled clothes.
Yeah, with like small round black glasses.
And slight look of sadness.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, how is your minimalist life satisfying?
No.
You know. But anyway, she popped up and just kind of went, don't do that.
You know, you and Josh, you guys get talked to by people in like don't do this, or Josh just gets crazy people. No one says anything to me.
Really?
Yeah, I just do whatever I want and people are just like, fine.
Well, they must just assume that, you know, you're like a super cyan foreigner because you've got like blonde hair.
Super cyan.
You've kind of upgraded. I've got brown hair, so I'm not.
I had brown hair.
Yeah, I know, but.
And I paid to get it this color.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You've upgraded it. So
the last story that I want to get to about Uniqlo really quick here is that a former Uniqlo employee is now in the news for making alterations to clothing for disabled people.
Okay.
So good job on this. And like, because I didn't ever think about this until you know, this is like one of those stories that you just don't think about this stuff until you see it in the news. But like people who are, let's say that they're not the standardized shape, right? Or maybe the way that they have to like interact with their wheelchair or something like that prevents them from wearing just the normal kind of like off the shelf clothing. And so they do alterations for these people. And I think that's really cool.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought about that, but you know, good on you.
Good service as well.
So this is what happens. So you tweet at Uniqlo's president, so he becomes a better person. And then the upgrade to that is to quit and actually do something for the world and be the best person you can be. Former Uniqlo employee.
What's next?
I only have heavy stuff. What do you got?
I've got Family Mart convenience stores will stop offering plastic forks and recommend chopsticks instead. So let's have a look. We've got Family...
Let's have a look. I'm looking at this for the first time too, people.
I know.
I'm kidding.
No, I really am. I really am. Family Mart sticks a fork in forks. That is a great... What is that as a title? Subtitle. So Family Mart basically has a wide selection of food, snacks, whatever. One thing you can't get there anymore is plastic forks. So in recent years, there's been a push for Japanese businesses to reduce the amount of plastic trash in their operations. In fact, Josh made a video about this, didn't you?
And it never got released. Because he got yelled at. See? You get yelled at.
Yeah, this is true.
How much trash did you accumulate?
So I collected all of my plastic waste for a month. And it was enough plastic trash to fill up the entire table in the front room. So how long is that? That's like a...
8 foot. More. 10 foot.
It's like a 10 foot, like what, 3 or 4 meter...
10 foot is 2 meters to you people out there.
Table. And it was just like full of plastic.
And was this egregious use of plastic or just regular purchasing?
Well, he was a single dude and he was living on his own. So a lot of bentos and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, like, I do think I am one of the... I used to use a lot more plastic because I was eating a lot of convenience store bentos and stuff like that going home. I'd buy like an iced coffee every day. So I had a lot of plastic waste, but that was the argument that we showed the video to some guy,
yeah, let's just call him some guy.
I don't remember his position.
He was like top brass at the recycling facility.
Yeah, some random dude.
Some rando.
and in his letter back, he basically said like, yeah, you're just using way too much plastic. like on purpose.
It was quite the eviscerating letter. It was not a positive reaction. Because
But I do think like there are a ton of people that use that much plastic or even more.
your
than I do.
video, and I'm not convinced that we're not going to release it, but your video I thought was completely honest. I didn't think there was any subterfuge whatsoever.
Well, you can say how much you bought, and then people can just judge for themselves whether they think that's reasonable or not.
You know what we should do? We should release that video for our patrons.
I was gonna say like maybe if our patrons want to see it, I might upload it for them. But
Yeah.
it's a video that's never seen the light of day.
And then you can see, oh wait, Josh has been in front of the camera. So but yeah, it's all about Josh. It's like, it was how many years ago? 2 years ago?
It was like it was the start of 2020. It was from January 1st until February 1st.
We learned two things doing this documentary. One, that all the recycled plastic that you recycle just gets burned anyway.
Yeah.
So
No, it does, yeah.
it just gets burned. They don't recycle
I've
it.
seen that, yeah.
That they classify that as recycling because they use that energy to power like electricity.
So
and
why
stuff
do I
like
have to
that.
throw it out on a different day then?
Because that's burned in a different pile.
It's burned together. It's the same place.
I actually know a guy who did that job in a different prefecture and quit, and he told me that's exactly what happens. It just gets burnt.
Right.
You know,
Because they
there's
can't. Because
literally no.
there's one of my new favorite YouTubers is called Climate Town. I love this guy. He's so fucking funny. He has a video about why plastics are largely unrecyclable. That little logo on there with the number in it, that is not a recycling number. That is a resin number. It's telling you what resin they use in the
Is that
plastic.
right?
But they just burn that shit or landfill it.
Never knew that.
Yeah. And one more thing before we get back to the family mart thing about your documentary. So one thing that we learned is that they burn everything except for pet. What the crunchy plastic
Pets?
that you see in the no.
Like dogs and stuff.
Hopefully they don't burn. They do burn them when they're dead.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Sad little tear.
little pet urns.
Can we have a sad noise there, please? No.
Dun 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 dun.
Okay.
Bah! What is that noise called? It has a name.
Is there a name for it?
Yeah. Anyway. So pet bottles, they recycle those largely. Okay. So that's the one thing that we learned. The other thing that we learned is that the trash separators are abused women.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'm not fucking kidding.
What, you mean abused like as in salt faster slap? Or do you mean
No,
abused
like-
as in domestic violence?
Domestic
and then-
violence, like
That-
refugees.
Yeah, that ran away from their abusive husbands.
Fuck off. Seriously?
No.
Yeah.
No way.
And I was like, I couldn't understand. Like, it was like me and Josh just stopped, and it's like we just like windows crashed for a
Wait,
minute
how did you know that?
because we toured their facility.
And they told you?
Yes.
And as I was filming, I asked like, "Oh, can I include the workers in the video?" And they said, "None of these workers can be in the video because they're all
Abused women."
Abused women is what they told me. Like,
Did the guy who tell you that abuse them?
No. 'Cause-
No.
and then so we're in front of them, right? So I'm not asking questions about them. So then we like kind of scurry off to a different location. And I was like, "Excuse me, sir. Why the hell would you?" Because it's a government program to place these women in jobs
Where they won't be seen.
where they won't be seen. But I'm
Right.
like, of all the fucking they have to sort through disgusting piles of trash with these
Yeah.
like armored gloves.
you would be surprised how many needles were in the trash. Like, I saw all of the trash that they separated. There were like hundreds and hundreds of needles from the what do you call it? The insulin shots.
Really?
Or
Yeah.
heroin, whichever. Pick
Yeah,
one.
whatever.
Fuck.
Yeah, it
That's
was
crazy.
pretty messed up. Like, I'm pretty sad that I never released that video, to be honest. It was
Well,
pretty...
it's a dark Japan thing. I mean, when you said you were a single guy living alone, so you used a lot of, I thought you were going to say tissues, but it turned out to be plastic.
I mean, that just gets burnt.
This
obviously.
the meme about the sock thing. Can I so three guys, okay? What is this? Because I don't
What?
get the sock thing.
What's the sock thing?
Everybody's like, "Oh, my mom found my sock," and I'm like, "Are you using a sock to clean up? What's wrong with you?" It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. It's just like the Reddit cardboard box. And if you don't Google that, don't Google that.
I don't want to know. It sounds horrible.
Reddit makes terrible things and wonderful things.
Would you wear that sock afterwards, though?
That's what I'm saying. I don't. Why do you use a sock?
Just use a tissue.
Well, it was even in, what is it, Key and Peele?
Yeah.
There was
Right.
it was like the mom like rapping about her son who went off to college or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like in the rap, she's like, "A crusty sock here, a crusty sock there." And, like, she's just rapping about his crusty socks.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Is this an American thing? Maybe it's American. Sounds
Well,
American.
British people do like colorful socks. I've learned this.
Yeah, so you don't want to get jizz on them.
we're all beating around this bush, and you're just like, and there we go.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry, Family Mart. Get back to you.
So if you want if you want some utensils from Family Mart, you're in tough luck because they don't do them anymore. The end.
So I was at dinner like a few years ago, and some like let's call her a hippie woman was like, we're at the izakaya, and they give you the waribashi, the chopsticks that you separate and use once and throw away.
Yeah.
And she arrogantly and just condescendingly pulled out her like reusable chopsticks from her bag. And she's just like, I'm above you people. And I'm like, that's made out of hard plastic. It'll never, ever, ever biodegrade ever in a million billion years. It'll just become microplastics that go into the ocean. And she just looked at me and she just like stopped talking for the rest of the night. It's fucking hippie.
That was harsh.
Waribashi is not good, but wood chopsticks are good.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I went to Yoshino in near to Nara to see how they made the waribashi up there.
Yeah.
And there's only one company or so, one or two companies making them in Japan still. So 98.5% or something like that are imported from China.
Yeah, they all come from China. Are they made from bamboo or something?
Bamboo. There's a lot of bamboo ones. Yeah.
I mean, like the ones that you reuse obviously are the best, but like wooden chopsticks are just so much better for the environment than plastic.
Yeah, and you can be a smug twat and bring them out. So I've got my own chopsticks.
And these were forged from the bamboo forests of Kyoto or something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
The Koreans really have this down right, even though I don't like to use them. The Koreans use the metal, the steel chopsticks.
Oh, they're awful.
They're awful, but they're good for the environment.
Yeah, well done, Korea. All right, should we go on to another story about junior high school?
Wait on that one.
Or do you want to go serious?
Let's do a little serious before we get to that one.
Okay, go.
So here we go. I got a line of serious stories. So first is that Japan accepts 8 Ukrainians displaced by the Russian invasion. So it says that the 8 people are Ukrainian nationals who have relatives or acquaintances in Japan and were granted short-term residency for 90 days, according to the Immigration Services Agency of Japan. So I think it was last show, was it, Josh? It was like Japan eyes,
right,
7,000 refugees from Ukraine. And I kept sarcastically saying that they weren't going to fucking do it. Here's the number, guys. In 2020, this Japan, whatever visa people, they certified 47 people as refugees in 2020, in the whole year, out of almost 4,000 applicants.
How did they choose?
Well, they probably go, oh, you have a PhD and speak Japanese fluently. Here's
a job at Family Mart.
Would you like to get in the plastics recycling business?
Yeah.
Russian bashing in Japan. So here's the next one. More about Russia. We're going to get through Russia, and then we're going to get to the Fukushima disaster, because today's a positive day.
Yeah.
So here we go. So there's a guy, I'm just going to read it to you. So Vlas Kolbara, maybe it's Vlas, a Russian YouTuber based in Japan, has denounced Moscow's invasion of Ukraine and criticized President Vladimir Putin. Do we call him president if he wasn't rightfully elected? Do we just call him president?
I don't get the Russian system, because there was a prime minister or something as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I thought there's two, I don't know.
I think just you go to Russia and there's a button that says Putin.
Yeah.
When you vote.
Yeah.
That's it. And there's like a guy with an AK standing next to it.
Just one choice.
Continuing, I have been targeted by baseless slander and told that Russians should leave Japan. Blah 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 blah. I am simply scared. And he went to nursery school, elementary school, junior high school in Japan. Several years ago, he started working as a YouTuber and television personality. So he's basically like hardware from somewhere else, software all Japanese guy.
Right.
But there's also let's see. He's got a. He said, wait, hold on. So he's got a shop somewhere, and what happened is he got targeted, and then this is an owner of something else. So an owner of a Russian cuisine restaurant, this is a different person, who came to Japan about 20 years ago, said that the business has become a target of the site that's like, targeting him for, whatever. And he said, I'm against the war. I hope peace comes as soon as possible, blah, 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 blah. So and his wife is actually from Ukraine, okay? So like these people were targeted as like, oh, fuck you, Russia kind of things here in Japan, right? Funny story is, since this got on social media that like people were bullying him, the reverse wave happened where business has never been better for this guy.
Right, okay.
Because there's like this overwhelming wave of support to, say like we're not, a discriminatory nation, and people that don't represent us. And so that's good news.
Well, it's a minority, isn't it? It's just a vocal minority of
You
people.
got targeted.
Yeah, let's not go into it in too much detail.
Not too much detail, but let's just say that a site didn't like you.
Yeah. So that's been...
What do you want to say about it? I kind of want to talk about that, but I know you don't want to talk about it.
So, yeah, it's a tricky subject. There's something in Japan, defamation law. So basically, if somebody's trying to slander you on the internet, it's fairly easy to get rid of it, actually. You won't get any money out of it. It's not like the US where you can sue for psychological...
After the fact, yeah.
Yeah, or anything like that. That's not going to happen. But you can actually get it taken down pretty quickly. If you know the right legal channels and stuff like that. But a lot of it's just, vitriol. It's not anything that's going to threaten your life or your business or anything like that. It's just people, speaking out and stuff.
So when they came after you and you told them to, take it down, all they do is just take it down, and then nothing happens, right?
No, well, I found out that the company that hosted it was based in California.
Yeah.
So I said, I'll see you in California.
And then they were like, "Ooh, sorry."
And then it was gone in like 6 hours.
Oh, good for them.
So, and I would have taken him to court. So.
Oh, can you tell your story about the okay, so someone called you from somewhere because they mistaken your company name with a different company or something like that?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, can you tell that story? That's an amazing story.
No, I can't.
You can't tell that story?
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's too bad.
Yeah.
Maybe for our patrons at some point, we'll tell that story.
Maybe.
Okay, so let's go to the next story. Two kind of depressing... One's a depressing story, the other one's just weird. Japan marks 11 years since the quake disaster. So it happened on 3/11. So it was March 11th, 2011. They mark it every year with the siren blast at the time of the earthquake, which is, by the way, a little scary. I'm not going to lie, because if you sometimes you forget, you're like, oh, right, it's that day. But anyway, about this story, I mean, they talked about lots of things in the story, but the one thing that was really kind of interesting to me, not interesting, but things that stood out to me was like, according to the latest data from the National Police Agency, the death toll stands at 15,900 and 2,523 people still remain unaccounted for. So if you are not accounted for from 2011, wouldn't you just be presumed deceased at that point?
Yeah, I think so. So I guess it's until they find the body, get closure or whatever. I remember when that happened, actually. I was actually still teaching English back then.
Yeah, can you tell us, what were you doing when that happened?
So I was teaching a class in the evening for adults or whatever, and somebody said, like, there's been an earthquake in, northern Japan. Yeah. And I was like, well, these things happen quite often, right? So I didn't assume it was going to be a very bad one. And they went, no, I hear it's pretty bad. Can we turn the TV on and have a look? So we put the TV on, and there were just scenes of, houses being swept away and just destruction. And I've never seen anything like it before. Yeah. But because it was so far away, people think that it affected the whole of Japan. It didn't. It really just affected Tokyo and upwards, I guess. Yeah. For the strong
Sendai area.
Yeah, Sendai. Northern Japan. So down in Kyushu, it's like a different country almost. But yeah, it was a real shock.
Did you get people from abroad saying, "Are you okay?"
Oh yeah, I got loads of messages about that. But I think people don't understand the distance.
So Japan's area-wise small, but it's super long.
Yeah, it is long. It's a big country, really. Yeah. It's bigger than the UK, double the size, I think.
But the thing about the UK is it's kind of centralized, right? It's like round.
Yeah, it's quite fat.
They call it fat, but
quite fat around the waist.
By the way, your queen's okay. Good on her.
Yeah, I know.
She recovered.
Tough. Yeah, she pulls through, man.
Went back to full duties, she said.
Yeah.
So I was on the day of the time of the earthquake. I was in eating lunch at Teishokuya. What is that in English? Set lunch,
like a restaurant.
Okay, so I'm just sitting there by myself eating lunch. And weirdly enough, the name of that restaurant was a Russian word.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And anyway, so
maybe it's all been leading to this day.
I don't think so.
It's like the Matrix.
It's like the Matrix. Have you seen the new movie yet?
No, I haven't.
I haven't seen it either.
I don't think I want to. He's a game developer or something like that, isn't he?
Is he?
I don't know if I just ruined the movie. I think I might have read about it once when I was drunk, because I wanted to see whether it was worth watching or not. So I think I might have read the synopsis.
Apparently, it's good for some people and other people hate it. I don't know.
Yeah. I probably can't be. If I can't be bothered to watch it, it's probably not that good. So.
I don't want to watch it because the first movie was so amazing. The second two movies were total garbage. I'm sorry, they sucked. And then I just don't want more suckiness. It's like Star Wars. Every movie just got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. The first one, I did walk out of the cinema and I was like, wow,
The first one?
Yeah. Is this real? All that kind of shit. But, after that, downhill.
Matrix, not Star Wars. Okay.
Star Wars, no, I've never liked any of the other ones apart from the original.
All the bad guys are British is why.
Yeah, make the best bad guys there. Right?
Yeah, you guys do make the best bad guys. So I was eating lunch, right? And there's this giant TV, 55-inch screen on the wall, and it's just like NHK just interrupts and they go to live like footage of and this is, you can actually search for this on YouTube, like Tokyo TV stations during the Tohoku earthquake, and it's just got all the little the little TV stations on like little squares in the big frame, right? And it's just like all playing just normal entertainment and stuff like that, commercials and whatever, and then they slowly start turning to the news broadcasts, all of them. NHK was on that shit like the second it happened.
Yeah.
And there was like I think it was Asahi TV was like 15 minutes later. They're still playing programming, and then they finally come on with the news. They're like, "There's an earthquake."
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm watching NHK, and it's a live feed from the chopper, and like there's like they're showing the tsunami wave coming in, like live on TV. And the cook and everybody didn't realize what had happened because there's no sound on the TV. And the cook in the kitchen stops and yells, "Is this happening now? Is this now?" And everybody looks at the TV and everybody just stops. And it's like the whole restaurant just got quiet. We're just all watching this fucking tsunami wave come in at whatever coastline it was at. And like everybody just stops what they're doing, goes to the register, pays, and leaves. And I come back to I was running my school at the same time. We turn on the TV. It's just like me and my VP. We're just sitting there like watching, just like 9/11, just like watching the whole thing unravel on TV. It made you just feel weird, like 9/11. It just made you had like this weird feeling for like days after it happened.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that affected us is the Sakurajima started acting weird.
Oh, I did. Yeah, erupted a few times, right?
They were like, "Oh, we don't know if this is going to affect Sakurajima." I'm like, "Oh, that's exactly what we need: big earthquake, tsunami, now volcano."
Yeah.
We do live in an interesting place.
It's true, yeah. But we also don't need another war after the COVID pandemic's just kind of settled down. I was expecting that the world would get to a place
Peace and harmony.
Like, yeah, at least for, 5 years or something. But no.
It's not, we can't even call it World War III. I've been calling it World War Meme because everything coming out of this war, this conflict, is just like meme stuff.
I love the BBC's coverage because it's like, up next in your coverage of Ukraine or something like that. And it's almost like they're doing it like the Olympics. They're covering it in that kind of way. So the mass media is also to blame for this.
There's this great video from CNN where they're like talking to refugees and people who have lost their homes and like people who are like hurt and injured and bleeding. And it's all like, "Oh, we got to go to commercial break." And so even though it's got the frame still, it's like Ukrainian war, blah, 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 blah. It's like showing like, what is it like? "You can come to Hungary's and we've got this burger for you." And I was just like, what the fuck, CNN?
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back to the Tohoku thing. So this next story, the last story about the earthquake is NTT wants you to remember the Tohoku earthquake by remembering people's phone numbers of loved ones. Remembering the phone numbers of loved ones. Alex, how many people's phone numbers do you know?
1.
Your wife?
Me. I know my own phone number, and that's it. That's all I need to know.
Josh, how many phone numbers do you know by heart?
I remember my dad's phone number when he lived in Hawaii 25 years ago, and that's about it.
I don't even know my own phone number. This is not a lie.
Oh, no, I know my parents' phone number in Sheffield, the old one from when I was a kid.
Useless now, right?
Well, I could just phone it up and see if anybody answers,
Hi, you wouldn't even live in the same house. It's just a random phone number.
True.
So anyways, it says, so NTT Docomo, they asked 400 people who had experienced earthquakes in the past whether they can remember the numbers of an important person in their life in an emergency, and a very slim majority of 51% said that they could.
Whose idea was this?
Docomo.
But it just seems totally stupid.
Well, I think the idea here is like if you become separated from your phone and you have to emergency dial someone, what are you going to do?
I'm not going to call somebody on my phone, am I? If I'm in an emergency, who's going to sort that out? I'll call the police or the fire service or someone.
But when the internet dies, sometimes there's like some global catastrophe or something happens, like a internet wires cut. Everything just shuts down. There's no internet. It's like nothing happens.
No, that's true. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like young kids don't even know how to use phones. You give them a phone, they're like, "I don't know what this is."
Yeah.
Is this Discord? If it's not Discord, I don't know what this is.
No, it's weird.
Okay, let's get into fun news.
All
if you
right.
got a fun story.
Well, this isn't fun. So all Tokyo public high schools abolish rules forcing students to dye non-black hair, underwear color regulations as well. So popular boys' hairstyles have also been removed from the ban's list, apparently. Tubrocke, yeah. So on Thursday, members of the Tokyo Metropolitan Board of Education gathered for a regularly scheduled meeting. Ironically, the topic of discussion was breaking away from business as usual at city high schools. So there has been increased discussion recently about whether students at school are allowed to have, different fashions or different haircuts and things like that. And controversy surrounding schools that required students to dye their hair black if their hair was another color by nature. So they've got rid of those rules now. And the 2-block undercut hairstyle, where boys shave their hair short on the sides and grow it on top, has also been removed from the rules. So that's like a bit like my haircut, I think.
I don't understand why that was banned. Like, what's wrong with that hairstyle?
I've no idea. My kid keeps going on about this, going, oh, 2-block dame, 2-block dame. But it's just
like my kid, I don't even know that guy.
I don't know what his name is. He lives with us. So it's just weird, man. I don't know why they're so bothered about it. And they did things like measure the length of your trousers.
Yeah.
And measure the length of your socks and stuff.
And the dyeing of the hair thing, I want to touch on that for a second. Both of your kids have lighter hair.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're biracial. Mm-hmm. And so some schools were like, we don't care what country you come from or what you are, dye your hair black.
Yeah, if somebody said that to me, they'd be fucking picking the teeth off. So,
it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, what, you know, I get it. It's like back when Japan was only Japanese people, they're like, everybody has to have black hair, which equals don't color your hair.
Yeah.
But then those rules just persisted, and then they interpreted later on. This is the problem with America, is that a lot of rules were written, and the Bible, by the way. Let's just get on that. The reason these rules made sense because they were like, they didn't know about the sky or space or electrons or viruses.
Right.
So those people maybe shouldn't make rules for people today. And the founding fathers of America, before, you know, the invention of electricity and shit, maybe those people didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. I mean, they knew. They did some good things. But,
no, I'm
you know,
pretty sure they didn't know what they were doing. Because otherwise they wouldn't have left the Britain, you know what I mean? Your true and, you know, official rulers.
Isn't the Queen still the official head of the Canadian Parliament or something like that?
Maybe, yeah.
There's some weird thing. You guys just got your fingers in everything.
Yeah.
But anyway, what the fuck were we talking about?
I've
Right.
not got my fingers anyway.
So those rules, right, about black hair only got interpreted later on by like future teachers as like, oh, the little, you know, one of these 8 Ukrainian refugees who are probably blonde.
Yeah,
dye your hair black if you want to attend school here.
Well, it's if you're super foreign, there's nothing you can do about it. Basically, that's the thing, right? You just think, oh, whatever. You know, we can't make this one a Japanese person.
We can't make this one a Japanese.
But if you're halfway there, or if you're Asian, you know, you've got no chance.
Yeah.
So they'll try and make everybody Japanese, but like Chinese and Koreans have got it harder than we have because, you know,
for sure.
You know, they try and make them one of the Japanese people. But
with
me, they look at me and you and just fucking give up. Just like, no way, it's not going to work.
But one thing that the Chinese and the Koreans get if they don't speak English that I'm a little jealous of is that one, most of them can, the Chinese especially, can read kanji when they get here. But two, because the Japanese don't want to practice like Korean or Chinese for the most part, they just speak to them in nothing but Japanese.
Yeah.
So it's great for their Japanese.
And they can also stealth it. They can just go, you know, if they get the clothes right and everything, they can totally stealth it. So unfortunately, you know, we get the...
I was wearing sunglasses, a mask, and a fucking hat. Okay, like you can't cover up more than that.
That would make you look more suspicious.
And then somebody said, "Hey, Mitch," to me. I'm like, "How? How did you know? Like you can't see any of me."
Were you talking?
No.
Like in a loud voice?
I was just walking, and they're like, "Hey, Mitch." I'm like, "I don't get it. Like, is this an MMO? Is my name on top of my head? Like, what's going on here?"
Anyway, so there's another story about appearance here.
This one's from Kagoshima.
This one's from Kagoshima, yeah. It says, Ponytails considered too stimulating in Kagoshima junior high schools. For who?
Not only that, not only is it too stimulating, but then they put it to committee, I think.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So it says, have you ever wondered why some schools prohibit girls' ponytails? I didn't know that they did, to be honest, because I've not really paid much attention. A junior high school student in Kagoshima became skeptical when her teacher explained that boys become aroused by unaji hair at the nape of the neck. The prefectural assembly debated this matter. Oh my God, they're so busy. And other gender-related school rules in the past. Last year, a female assembly member pointed out that forcing girls to wear white underwear or even asking them if they dress according to guidelines could be considered a form of sexual harassment. While rules are needed to play a role in a comfortable school environment, some rules may be due for re-evaluation. I think like asking girls about what fucking color underwear they're wearing is just
creepy,
not correct. I mean, you do see some like overly close physical contact at Japanese junior high schools between, you know, students and teachers and things like that.
Well, there's a word for this. You know, when the girls like graduate and immediately get married to a teacher.
Does that happen?
Yeah,
no.
Surprisingly a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I forgot, but it's a thing.
Pederasty.
Well, we call it grooming in the West, and it's fucking illegal.
Grooming. Yeah.
But no. There is a thing like there's maybe it's less common now, but it's like the cute girl like marries the kind of youngest teacher the second she graduates high school.
I mean, it does happen abroad, but it's just
not abroad in Japan, but
no.
That's a channel. It's a different thing.
That's a terrible joke.
Can you tell me like what about the nape of the neck is so arousing that we have to?
I don't know. Josh, you're a young red-blooded man. Tell us what you think.
Well, I'm not saying anything about junior high schoolers, but I do think the neck is an attractive
What?
place.
Okay.
What, you've never kissed a girl's neck?
Well, I've kissed lots of things I don't find arousing.
What the fuck?
TMI.
Oh my god.
Oh, you know what
Admission.
I mean. You know what I mean.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
What are you kissing?
No, I don't find the neck attractive at all. Wait, have you ever been? So you're telling me, Josh, that you've been sitting in junior high.
It means the back of the neck, though, right?
Right here.
Are you kissing on the back of the neck or around the front, though?
Does she have an Adam's apple? That's how you know if it's
I've never kissed an Adam's apple.
I have two, by the way. I don't know why. I have two Adam's apples. It's so
You've
weird.
got two.
I have a double neck. They when they
double
were
neck.
assembling me, they put on a neck, and then they went, wait, there's two now, and then they put a head on it, and like that's how I'm so.
There's no such thing as a double neck.
Look how huge my neck is.
It's just giraffe DNA, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, you've got blonde hair.
I guess getting back to Josh's sexual preferences. So have you ever been sitting in junior high school or something where you're like,
Not recently, no.
where like you have like a line of desks, right? The girl in front of you because they like to sit boy girl or a row of boys, row of girls, whatever they do in Japanese school. And she's like, oh, it's hot. I'm gonna put up my ponytail, and all of a sudden it's just like you just can't control yourself.
I'm not saying anything about junior high school.
I was saying when you were
I
in
don't remember.
Oh, okay.
You know, you got a ponytail though.
I've
Doesn't
never
it
had one.
hang down and cover the back of your neck? Conversely, so I don't understand. Oh, is that what it's on about? So you've got to be at a diagonal angle.
Is this like in the 40s or whatever, where they banned women's ankles because men were looking? That's a thing in Japan.
Is it?
That can I say that? This is really dirty. If a girl has thin ankles, like the little Achilles tendon,
Yeah.
if that's, let's use the word tight, then
Jesus Christ. Let's not go any
and
further.
you can fill in the rest of that. And I was listening to this in a bar, and I was just like, who made up this stupid thing?
Well, apparently all Japanese people have long intestines as well, though.
Oh my god!
Like more than double the length of a Western person. And I was like, where are these intestines?
Can you tell the story behind this lightly?
Well, somebody told me once that because Japanese people eat a lot of rice,
Yeah.
their intestines have grown longer
Twice.
to be able to digest it all. And white people eating rice, it will cause them to get bunged up. I'm not joking. Someone seriously told me this. And I was like, have you got any biological evidence? Has there been a study done? And they're just like, no, everybody knows it's true.
I was talking to a pediatric doctor, a child doctor, right?
Yeah.
And this woman straight looked at me and she's like, Japanese, what did she say to me? She said this in the weirdest way. She said it in English as well. She says, Japanese do not require to be circumcised because their penises are perfect upon birth. And I was just like, and then when she said this to me, I was just like, I was thinking like, you know, because there's the anti-circumcision movement. They're like, you know, leave it alone, don't do anything, keep it natural kind of thing. So I thought that she was saying that, but something in me thought that she was using like limiting language. So like exclusive to only Japanese people. The rest of the world has to get circumcised because they're like screwed up. So I asked and I was like, so do you mean like other country people need to be circumcised and Japanese don't? She's like, exactly. And I just looked at her and was just like, I'm just going to put this in the memory book as something that would happen in this country.
But the blue arse thing on babies is true.
The Mongolian spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For melanin, what is it? Something like that. I don't know.
It's not just Japanese. It's any like most Eastern Asians.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is this true? Did you find something? I'm seeing intestines on the screen.
Says 5 mind-baffling myths that are commonly held in Japan. Number 1, Japanese intestines are several meters longer than European intestines.
Several meters.
Where did they put it? Like,
So it's based on one study by one guy or something like that.
Yeah, but apparently the study says that they asked like a bunch of Japanese people, and like 65% of Japanese people believe it's true.
What are the other ones,
Yeah,
by the way?
what are the
I
other
want to know what the other ones are
Let's
now.
just go down the list.
The other ones are that ABO blood types determine personality traits, which is
We've talked about
very-
that.
Okay.
That's so dumb. What are you? O?
I've no idea.
I'm O, and I got checked just so I can tell people.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I just say I'm like M or something like that.
M.
Doesn't exist.
Masochistic.
Yeah, masochistic. Or
Sorry,
idiot.
continue, Josh.
Japan is the only country in the world with
Four distinct seasons.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do believe that.
Every
for some
time, every time there's like a speech contest, they're like, Japan is a beautiful country with 4 distinct seasons. I was like,
Yeah.
why do we have 4 words for seasons in English if it doesn't happen in other places
I
in the
know,
world?
yeah.
Not to mention that they also have rainy season, which is like a
5.
fifth,
They have 5.
We should be saying 5.
Kagoshima doesn't have 4 distinct seasons. We have today is the beginning of summer, isn't it? You're in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm in a t-shirt.
Yeah,
It went winter, summer.
I'm wearing a jumper for some reason, which is weird.
Did your wife dress you? Does that happen? Do wives dress husbands?
Actually, I went out shopping to buy some clothes today,
Yeah.
and my wife did choose all of the clothes for me because I'm useless and I can't do anything on my own. But I mean, they do look very stylish, I must admit.
What are the other myths here?
Go on, go down.
Really quick though, it says that there was an actual study where they measured the intestines of hopefully deceased American people and Japanese people, and it says that in fact American intestines are longer on average.
Really?
So
Because they're bigger.
probably because they are generally bigger.
And full of shit.
Number 4, if you go to sleep with the fan on, you will die.
That's a Korean thing.
Yeah.
Is
Wait,
that?
do you know what that is?
No.
So Koreans, and this then come to Japan. This is why all fans, room fans, have a timer on them in Korea.
Yeah.
Because, and this doesn't make any scientific sense whatsoever, so bear with me here, guys. There's a myth that if you leave a fan running long enough, that it will suck the air out of a room and suffocate you.
I'm just silent here because I can't work out why anybody would think that.
And there's whole generations of people that believe this.
Is there some truth behind this, Josh?
No, I don't think there is. But it says the reasoning behind what they believe is that the fan causes a current that forces all the oxygen to the top of the room and the heavier CO2 to the bottom of the room, and then you suffocate because you're just in all that heavy CO2.
Yeah, carbon monoxide poisoning in Japanese buildings would be more of a concern to me, to be honest with you. Or asbestos.
So all those chimneys and things that we have that, when we burn something, they point up because the CO2 and etc. just falls to the ground and sits on the ground. Okay, guys.
Okay, what's the last one?
Coca-Cola will melt your bones.
Well, it'll rot your teeth.
Yeah. Coca-Cola is just awful.
I do like it, though.
I can't drink any sodas or anything anymore.
Really?
What do you guys call sodas, fountain drinks?
Pop.
Pop. What do you call it?
Soda.
Soda. So there's parts of the United States that call it pop, soda. It's another one.
Soft drinks.
Soft drinks, cola, stuff like that. But yeah. It's
Yeah.
weird that they call it Coca-Cola juice in Japan.
Yeah, that is weird. It's like, what juice is it?
Yeah,
Which
like
fruit is it squeezed from?
the Coca-Cola.
Please tell me the answer. But Coca-Cola is the only drink in the world where if a restaurant doesn't have it, it's their fault and not yours. Can you think of another drink apart from water that's ubiquitous like that? Maybe coffee.
That's interesting. It's
Don't you think?
their fault and not yours. What do you mean? So like
So it's like, they should have prepared it. It's not like you're making an unreasonable request by asking for it.
I see.
So if you ask for Dr. Pepper, I mean, it's like, no one's got that. So
Except for Costco has plates of it.
Does
Just
it?
like, yeah, they have huge things of Dr. Pepper.
They also sell it at Don Quixote.
But it's kind of weird tasting, I think. Is it the same stuff?
I've never done a flavor comparison.
who is Dr. Pepper? That's what I want to know.
And why are there so many like spin-offs of it in America? It's like doctor and then any word after
Yeah.
it. It's like it's like a generic version of it. It's all awful.
Dr. Jizzrag.
Oh, God.
Just suck, right?
Jizz sock.
At least stay thematically consistent here.
Dr. Jizz sock.
Okay, going back to the intestines thing. Why did someone tell you that? Like, what was
I
the
don't know. I
context?
think they're just proud of it. national pride,
Can I just say one? This is, I don't know. Keep this in the show, Josh, because I'll take responsibility for this. Another thing that me and Alex are always making fun of that happens a lot is that our male friends will say to us, and this has happened so many times with people who are unconnected to each other, that when you get drunk, the whole naughty talk and stuff like that happens amongst dudes. It happens, but the comment about size happens, and whatever. The immediate after comment is always a humble brag. They're always just like, well, what we lack in size, which I don't assume anything about somebody's size based upon their race. This is my Japanese friends telling me this. They're like, what we may lack in size, we make up for in stiffness and hardness. Like, this has happened so many times, and I'm just like, it's like a thing that's circulated in the zeitgeist here that like Japanese guys are just the hardest in the world.
I don't know what to make of it.
It's just like, every time this happens, I'm just like, again? Where did you get this information?
I was like, congratulations, man. Good job.
Oh, so you know what we should do? We should make merch.
There's a lot of grasping though as well.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. Josh is the recipient of a lot of sexual harassment from men. Is it molesting from men?
Yeah, I get touched a lot by older men.
By older men, right?
They really like to touch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not just like this. It's a continued effort.
I mean, somebody once, I was teaching at a school when I was back, it was an ALT or whatever, and this guy slapped me on the arse, like, baseball players do.
Yeah.
And I just turned around and I'm British. And he never did it again. Because I assume Americans like that kind of thing.
Well, I think hugging and physical affection is probably way more common in the United States than it is in Britain.
So I don't even touch my own parents, let alone have somebody slap me on the arse.
It was one of your British friends, my former employee. I gave him a hug and he just backed up and he said, "Do not hug me. I'm English," or something like that. And I was just like, okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna make merch, guys. That is gonna be a T-shirt, and no one's gonna know what this means except for us. And it's gonna be like, "I'm diamond hard." Just like, and no one will know what it means.
It's not that. Have you seen that ninja thing? Monkey grabbing peach. Search for that on Google Images and see.
Monkey grabbing peach.
It's like some old ninja manual from the 1960s or something. These like ninja training courses in comic books and stuff like that.
No.
There was like a martial arts boom in America.
Yeah.
And basically in the back of comic books, they would have these courses. And this is one of the moves that they would do. It's like, grab an attacker's nuts and pull them or something like that. So this is quite
That is pretty, oh, wow.
It's not real, obviously. Somebody just made it up, but it's just so ridiculous. People who do martial arts take the piss out of it quite a lot.
Well, I heard from real martial artists that like if you ever get into a physical altercation in a public space, the best thing you can do is run away.
Oh yeah.
They tell you that. They say get to run the fuck away.
Yeah, why not?
It's not worth your life.
And grabbing somebody by the nuts isn't going to help.
You could talk about the mascot thing because I want to talk about a different mascot afterwards that I just was reminded of all this dirty talk.
All right, okay. So Japan's favorite anti-piracy mascots become fashion models. So if you go to the cinema in Japan, you'll see a short video before the movie starts of I think it's a video camera.
Yeah, it's a camcorder. No.
It's a guy with a camcorder for a head and white gloves on.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't treated yourselves to this joy, just Google like Japanese cinema anti-piracy video.
I quite like that.
Which I'm pretty sure is pirated on YouTube.
Yeah. And then there's Patrol Lamp Man who's got like a flashing
and he's like
head.
They do this kind of thing.
Yeah. That's just pretty cool, man.
There are people who are actually deathly afraid of those too, and they won't go to the cinema because of it. They had like on Variety TV, like all these girls that won't go to the cinema because they're afraid of that guy.
Right. Okay. So anyway, these people have become kind of fashion mascots, and the thing was such a success that No More Eiga Dorobo duo spawned a merchandising empire of their own and become a permanent fixture in the landscape of Japanese pop culture. So they've been recruited by the fashion brand The Shop TK to act as models for their Go More setup line of spring clothing. So it's kind of cop and robber themed antics and what's it called? Fashion walk,
catwalk, runway.
Catwalk, runway antics as well. Huh. Yeah, have a look. I'm not going to be wearing anything by them, but
if you guys haven't seen the video, just check out the video. We'll put it in our description on YouTube, but it's really funny. And then mascots. Speaking of mascots and dirty things, Mokori something. Mokori man, I think is what it's called.
Mokori man.
It literally means like bulge man.
Does it?
Yeah. It's a green guy. And I'm like, and it's like, and like, it'll have like pictures of like little kids like taking pictures with him and everything. I'm just like, I don't get it.
I once saw a mascot called Sakuraji-man.
This dude. And he's got a bulge.
Oh, God. Bloody hell.
What's his actual name?
Morimoko-man.
Morimokori.
It's after the moss balls, isn't it, that grow in Hokkaido?
Yeah, but he's got like a dick bulge.
He does have a dick bulge.
And he like goes to events and takes, like there's like a picture of him, a little kid right there. It's like, what is that? That's so wrong.
Yeah, it could be a cod piece, to be fair.
Well, you guys did invent the cod piece.
Yeah, and this, oh my God, he's in a pink one as well. Pink one with a huge cock bulge.
Yeah, it's so the weirdest thing. Oh God, I don't get it.
It could be a box to prevent the crown jewels from being injured.
Like a cup.
An unruly kid give him a kick in the knackers. I've seen that actually happen. So Sakurajima, there was this like Sakurajima looking character.
Oh, he's terrible.
That used to turn up occasionally. Crap, but it was at a karate competition.
Okay. Did he do the peach thing?
No. He full on stacked him in the nuts. This kid of about 8 or 9 years old did like a full on karate kick in his groin. And the guy in the costume just crumpled onto the floor, rolling around like in pain. And all these other kids came up and started kicking him on the floor. It was so funny.
That he was playing around.
And all the mothers come on, like pulling them off, like getting rid of them and stuff.
Was this in the era of smartphones? Did you get video of this?
No, unfortunately not. God. It was slightly before that, unfortunately. So.
Speaking of, wait, what's your last story?
I've got JCB. I've got 3 more.
JCB
actually.
we can just throw away. The JCB stopped operations in Russia. They weren't even operating there before. JCB, you suck as a credit card company. I hate you.
I agree, because you can't use it anywhere. Literally anywhere.
They suck.
So, yeah, goodbye, JCB. I've also got JAL routing flights to London. Let's forget about Carlos Ghosn, because that's complicated.
Let's talk about the flight. Can you put this on the screen? This is hilarious. This like before we talk about the story, everybody needs to remember that the world is a globe and it's round, and the way that you fly places are not left and right on a fucking map. Okay, so continue.
Why do you assume everybody's stupid?
No, because everybody, whenever you have a conversation about this, they're like, oh, so when you fly to like Europe or somewhere from Japan, it's like, oh, so you go all. I'm like, no, you go up.
Yeah.
Like,
you can go up.
You go up.
You can go straight as well.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
it didn't make any sense.
The story goes.
So Japan is now. It says Japan Airlines wild routing to London, which is a terrible headline. Who came up with that?
Well, it is pretty wild.
So airlines around the world have been making major operational changes as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, largely avoiding Ukrainian and Russian airspace. While a lot of the flights have gotten longer, JAL's new routing to London might just be one of the most interesting that we've seen to date. So they're actually flying the other way round. They're not using Russian and Ukrainian airspace, and as a result, the most flights have been cancelled, but there is one actually going the other way round. So it actually takes 14 hours and 50 minutes, and it flies over Alaska, Canada, Greenland, Iceland, approaching London.
Yeah, so you come. So usually, if you fly from Japan to England, you go up and above, like through Russia, and then back down. So just think about going like north until you start going south again. But this route literally goes like, instead of flying up, it just like you fly like you're flying to California or to Canada.
Yeah.
Then you go over Alaska and all the Canadian parts that no one lives in, the tundra, and then you come back down from the right side of the UK.
I would do that because 14 hours isn't that bad. I mean, it usually takes like 12, right?
Yeah.
So
well, it's better than getting shot down over Ukraine.
True. But if you could stop off somewhere in Northern America or Greenland or something, that'd be cool. I'd do that.
There was some TED talk about this, that they were trying to spend billions of dollars making a train in, I think, France or something like that, like 15 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
And like the idea was, the idea is like, fuck it, let's just spend money on giving everybody champagne.
Oh, that was it. Rory Sutherland. Yeah.
Was it?
Was the guy who did the talk. So his idea is that instead of spending loads of money on solutions that are physical and dealing with logistics, it's better to spend money on psychological solutions to problems instead. So this actually carries on into all different kinds of areas of life, not just trains and things like that. For example, London, the underground system, trains were late, people were complaining about them. So what they did was put a dot matrix time display saying 15 minutes till your train arrives or whatever. On the platform, the complaints disappeared overnight because people don't like uncertainty of waiting. Right?
But if it says 15 minutes, then they can do something.
Yeah, and you're not thinking, is my train going to disappear? Is it not going to turn up? What am I going to do? Maybe I'll just go and have a pint in the pub, but what if it comes? You know what's going on. Uber's the same. With the app, you can see the car, so you know you've got time to take a shit or something before the driver arrives.
Amazon only comes when I'm in the toilet. Like, I'll wait all fucking day and be like, all right, now I got, it's time to go. Sit down. I swear to God, the second I sit down, my fucking doorbell rings.
Well, it's going to be drones soon, surely, so.
Well, that's kind of scary. I'm going to do some speed round really quick. What do you got left?
I'm done.
You're done? Okay, I'm going to do speed round, and then we're going to talk about one's kind of funny. So new president of Chile receives Pokemon from Japanese diplomat. What is it, Josh? And why do we care?
It's a Squirtle.
Why does that? What's a Squirtle?
That sounds bad.
Squirtle was a first generation Pokemon starter. It's a water type, and it comes from a mix between squirrel and turtle because it has a squirrel tail, and it also squirts water. So it's a Squirtle. But I don't know why.
Why is Pokemon popular? Like, what? I don't get it. I do not get it.
I mean, I don't know. It's fun for kids.
It just keeps going too, because it was big when I was in like high school.
High school?
Yeah, when I was in high school, and it just keeps going.
I was first grade.
University was when I was.
Right.
I think, yeah. But yeah, these Japanese franchises keep going, man. Doraemon is another one.
Doraemon, yeah. The lady died, and they're like, replace her. the voice. Yeah, they're like, replace her. And now there's like this, like there was like this Twitter feud about the new voice is better, the old voice is better kind of thing. I'm like, well, you can't get the old voice. She's dead.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Actually, they're doing that with The Simpsons because I think some of the voice actors want to quit because it's been going on for too long.
Right.
And they're just like, we're gonna replace you guys.
Just digitally.
No, just like get people that sound like them. Really quick, Gundam. There are giant Gundams occupy Yokohama as part of the Gundam Port in Yokohama project. Have you ever seen any of these life-size Gundams?
No, I have. Odaiba, yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool, but they're always in the weirdest fucking way out there places.
That's true, yeah.
And you're just like, then you go there and you see it and you take a picture of it, you put it on Instagram, and then you're done.
And Godzilla in Tokyo as well. Godzilla.
On top of the building.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. And it's in the red light district, which also helps, you know.
Then there's also the Shin Godzilla that's like a ride that Godzilla's laying down and you can zip line into his mouth.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I forgot where that was. It's somewhere. Last story today, guys. Sadako has her own YouTube channel and hopes to upload videos about her daily life.
Who?
Sadako.
I cannot do Japanese words written in English. Sadako, that's her name.
Sudoku.
Whatever. No, I'm so shit. Every time you see like a word written in Romaji, because I want to read it like it's English. What?
Sorry.
Anyway,
that was funny.
The ring girl, Sadako.
Give it to me. Fucking hell.
But just to get back to what we said during the intro, Ju-on?
Yeah.
That's The Grudge.
Ah, see, I was right.
Yeah, so that was a different movie, but I think
don't listen to us, guys. We don't know what
kind
we're
of
talking
similar.
about.
There's one called Dark Water or something like that as well. I remember there was like a little mini boom for kind of Japanese horror back in the 90s.
Well, because it's totally different is why.
It's not psychological.
Like, yeah, it's not like the West is really gory, but the Japanese horror is just psychological. Oh. And see, ghosts. Lots
just
of ghosts
like little kids standing there and stuff like that. I'd be like, what are you standing there for? Comb your hair.
Anyway, so she's got her own YouTube channel now.
She got her own YouTube channel with 10,000 subscribers was the goal, but now the strangely endearing combination of creepy and cute in her debut video has already amassed 31,300 subscribers. Comments on her first video were full of excitement and good ideas. I never thought there'd be a day when I crushed on Sadako. I'm so happy I can get a glimpse of Sadako's everyday life.
This is the author of this article. This is not Alex speaking.
No, it's not me, yeah.
It's Twitter people.
Twitter people, or YouTube comments, actually. Oh. Sadako-chan finally came to YouTube. I'm so happy. Sadako-chan, you're so stinking cute. Stinking cute. Is that a translation? It must be. There you go. So that's basically the thing. What does she post about then?
Well, she posts about coming into your house and killing you through your television screen and everything.
Right.
Did you guys ever see those clips from the variety TV show where they I think it was an elevator somewhere where they put these talent people in some situation and then they just drop the lights and have her come out or
oh, really?
And stand next to them?
Yeah.
And then they put the lights back on, and there's like this girl with her hair in front of her face just stood next to these talent people. And they're like, oh my God. They abuse talent. I got abused when I was on TV. They abuse you.
Yeah.
It's like the thing that you're hired to do is to be abused.
I mean, there's a lot of shows like that, though, and they are popular.
Yeah, like the best ones are like the ones where they make people fall through the ground and into like crazy things and slides and stuff. How do they not get injured?
I know, yeah. And if they do, what happens? What recompense do they have for that?
They just go, oh, we'll just double your...
Here's a wad of cash.
Do you, in English, British English, do you call like the payment you get from a gig guarantee?
No.
Why do they say that in Japanese?
I don't know.
Gara.
No idea. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Instead of fee or something, or cash. I don't know.
Payment.
What's the guarantee on this? Maybe it's some old word from like, back in the day for the entertainment industry.
And then they just like kept going with it.
Yeah.
Like the peace sign in photos.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's been today's show. Tell us what you think about the plastic documentary. If you guys want to see it, we might put it up there. I actually had an episode something that happened to me yesterday that I wanted to share on the show, but I'll just do it on the next show because I think we're out of time and I need to go. But there was something that really, really randomly happened to me yesterday, and it was really interesting. We'll talk about it next time.
Next week.
I'll
watch it then, because I'm not going to be
it'll be me and Josh. We'll talk about it. Anyway, that's been our show, guys. Leave us a comment. Join our Patreon if you guys care about our coffee. No, I'm serious. Like, it's actually really, really motivating for us to have patrons. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next show.
Take care. Bye.